Just like the sunrise needs the sky, just like the blackbird needs to fly, I gotta have you by my side, 'cause you make me feel alright.
Hello one and all, and welcome along to 5 half-time 10 the winner. I'm your host Jamie McLean, and I'm joined by the other host. It's Dave Fenwick over there. How are you doing, Dave?
All right, Jamie, not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad at all, mate, not too bad. But I've got a bit of an apology to make to you.
You've got loads of apologies to make to me.
I wasn't really on form last time. I do have a couple of rebuttals for you, though.
So a couple of bottles of what?
You were criticising me a little bit for not watching Jossie's Giants. You were surprised. I was 1 year old when it was on TV, Dave. Right. I checked the dates back. I was one, so, you know,
Sorry,
give us
mate.
a break.
Sorry. Yeah.
And, but a couple of people seem to really enjoy it. Some of the trips down memory lane on some of those old football shows. Yeah. So, yeah, went down very well. Did get a message off Jeff, though, saying that his wife had a listen and it doesn't think it's a show for the ladies, which, you know, is clearly your fault.
My fault?
Well,
we haven't sworn or anything, have we?
Not too much, I don't
think so. No. So maybe Jeff's wife can email us and say why it isn't a show for the ladies.
What she doesn't like. I know what it'll be. It'll be me, because I think he's played the previous episode to her where I just didn't have a clue what you were talking about at all, even less so than normal. That would be my guess anyway.
Okay.
But if you get in touch, let us know what we could be doing to appeal to more people, because that's what we're here for. We enjoy taking a bit of criticism like that.
Or maybe Jeff, just don't let your wife listen to it.
Oh, that's the other alternative, isn't it? Yeah. So, Dave, by way of making that apology, I've decided I'm going to come up with the topic we're going to talk about this week.
Oh, man.
Right, edit there.
Right.
And, so I'm going to make it a little bit topical. Obviously, we've got the inaugural Nations League competition going on at the moment.
You're using loads of big words today that I don't understand.
I swallowed a thesaurus. I thought it was a book about a dinosaur. Right. I was badly disappointed. And so we're going to talk a little bit about the England national football team, because I know you've got some.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and I know you've got some quite strong views on the national team. I know we were talking through I know we were talking obviously through the summer during the World Cup, and it was interesting the way we both sort of wavered a little bit one way or another, not necessarily on our stance of England, but I thought it would be this is a good platform.
Right, so what are you saying about England? Like, we'll start with the World Cup. What did you think of England in the World Cup?
Well, in the World Cup, I do think they took a little bit of an easy route through, but on the other hand, they beat the teams that were put in front of them. I thought they did a really good job. I thought it was a team to be proud of.
Are you trying to wind me up here?
Not at all. I
would
never do such a thing.
The big tune is here, 2-1.
Yep.
They beat Panama 6-1.
Yeah. Now, that's what you would expect. I mean, you can't knock them for that. I was going to say Sunday morning pub teams would beat both of them. Oh, dear me.
They got beat off Belgium 1-0.
And that was the game that everyone was suspecting would go the way it went.
Then they drew with Colombia and only won on penalties.
Colombia's a decent team.
No.
Yeah.
Then they beat Sweden 2-0 in the quarterfinals. Then lost to Croatia in the semi-finals and lost to Belgium again in the third place playoff. Yes, so basically, they've played a good side in Belgium, a good side in Croatia, and been beaten off them both. So I thought England were terrible in the World Cup. And I tell you what bothered us even more, how the nation was getting behind them and all that. And people who don't even follow football, it's coming home. Absolute garbage. And I was glad when they got knocked out.
You were glad when they got knocked out?
I was glad when because I didn't like the country's optimism.
Well, how dare people be optimistic, Dave?
Well, people, it's coming home. People that wouldn't know football from a table tennis ball. You know what I mean?
I will admit the it's coming home thing was a little bit grating. I will admit that. I didn't quite buy into that all the way. I think that there's absolutely nothing wrong, though, with having a bit of hope and, cheering on the team that you support out of that tournament. I think England fans, maybe I think they angered a lot of the rest of the world with all the it's coming home stuff.
Look, they had the easiest group in living history of the World Cup just about, and they got beat off two decent sides. Belgium in the group stage and in the third place playoff, and Croatia in the semi-final. They never had a better chance to get to a World Cup final, and they blew it because they're not good enough and they'll never win anything ever. Fact.
I know, I've heard you say that before. It's that fact at the end that grates on me a little bit.
It's that fact that cements it.
No, that's what grates on me a little bit. That does, though, the fact. You see, yes, you are right. Croatia and Belgium were the best teams England played in the World Cup, and they fell short.
Yep.
I think I said to you...
And I was glad when they got knocked out. Can I just say that again?
You certainly can't stop you.
Yeah.
I seem to remember saying to you round about the last 16 stage, I said to you they might get as far as the semis, where I thought they'd go up against Croatia and they'd lose.
Yeah.
And that's how it all panned out. And then going up against Belgium in the third place playoff again, Belgium, but this time there was sort of something.
And the building, we've got this young kid, will be great in 4 years' time. No, you won't. And you'll not win anything.
Oh, hey, Dave.
And are you going to talk about, you're not going to talk to me about these friendly, UEFA Nations League we've been playing?
Yes, I am, because funnily enough, you've already linked me into that quite nicely already with Croatia. You're saying that they played a decent team and they lost. England have beaten Croatia in this Nations League. They've finished top of a group that Croatia finished bottom of. Now, how can you then turn round, going by your own logic, and say that's not a good performance?
So basically, these are one-up from friendlies, I would say. Croatia, did they play the full-strength team? I think if that had been a World Cup game or a Euro game, Croatia would have won.
See, now, I think Croatia were going for it anyway, because until 5 minutes
I don't watch England
end,
anymore.
Until 5 minutes from the end, England were in a position where they were going to get relegated from the group. I mean, it still sounds strange now saying England can get relegated.
What is the point in this competition, like these friendlies or UEFA Nations League?
It essentially is meant to, I believe, replace friendlies, but there's still friendlies
to make them more competitive?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
I haven't watched any of England's game. I'd rather watch an Emmerdale omnibus or something like that.
Well, I think there's certain strengths in watching an Emmerdale omnibus.
It's always been club before country.
I would agree with that, but I mean, they don't often play at the same time, do they?
Stupid watching England.
Yeah, I get that, but I think a lot of that is just stuck from there was a lot of years when England were underperforming, they weren't doing the job, they were coming up short, they were failing to qualify for tournaments, which is going to happen to just about every nation once in a while. You know, there's fair precedent for saying that, I think. Italy and the Netherlands not getting to the most recent World Cup. They were both surprises. They were shocks, you know. Argentina, I seem to remember, struggled to get to the World Cup. They did get there and then nearly went out. England, it was fairly annual basis they were struggling. I will grant you that.
I support England rugby team nationally. I support England cricket team. There's just something about England football team I can't get away with.
Now, see, I think, going back to it, there was a lot of years when they were underperforming, and I don't know whether that was
though, Jamie. I don't know whether it's like this southern based in all this, you know what I mean, sort of thing, and you know, I don't know.
No, I don't know about that. I think
there's people that from up here that should have been picked for England and didn't get picked when they were doing very well up here.
Give us an example. I'm not arguing. I'm
Kevin
genuinely
Phillips,
interested.
35 goals in the Premiership.
Yeah, he did get picked for England.
Not very often.
He got his caps though, and Michael Gray got his caps as well.
Not very often, you know.
No, I think that does seem to be a little bit of a curse for Sunderland players. If you get in the England
it's not just that; it's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Probably the fans being dickheads abroad as well, you know. I don't like that neither, you know. Going to Europe, think they're big and tough, throwing somebody's bike in a river in Amsterdam or something in a friendly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree, but I would also say it's not only
Russian
England
boys
fans.
come out, they hide.
It's not only England fans that can misbehave.
England fans have got a terrible reputation abroad, and
yes, they do.
I don't like it, you know.
But it's a sad minority, though. It really is a sad minority.
Minority with England abroad?
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
I'm not so sure.
I'm fairly confident in saying that. Right. Yes, I'm not going to argue that they're not there.
I will agree to disagree on that one, but
they are absolutely there.
Absolute goons.
Well, there are goons. Yeah, they're proper hooligans that go over there.
So I think it's the whole England thing I just don't like.
But if I can get back to the point I was making before, I think there was a big generation where I don't know why playing for England seemed like more of a chore than it did an honour.
Yep.
But the players that are coming through now are players who were grown up and seeing the England team underperforming, and they, grown up as fans, seeing that, would have been sitting there thinking, we can do better than this, we want to do better than this. So these are the players that are now coming into the team, and they're playing for England. They're playing for the shirt again.
Gareth Southgate's got a lot to do with this?
I think Gareth Southgate's got a lot to do with it because, when he was appointed England manager...
this is just my opinion,
Oh, yeah.
I think you've got probably a good point there.
When he was appointed England manager, I think there was a fair few... I don't think I would have been alone in saying it was a little bit underwhelming. But looking back, though, he's such a likeable guy. He comes across very well in interviews. He's very calm. The players seem to adore playing for him.
So he's probably got good man management skills.
Very good man management skills. And he's been in the reckoning with a lot of these players from a very young age in the England setup due to his experience at the youth level. Yeah. It is almost... I'm sure I've had this conversation with someone. It may even have been you when we've been commentating together maybe at some point, that other nations have done this sort of thing where you get a guy coming in at the youth level and he works these players and moves up to the senior level with them almost, you know? And it's a bit of a roundabout way, but England have almost stumbled upon that happening. And I think it seems to be doing good because the players that are coming through are wanting to play for England. They're wanting to restore the pride in the three nations, in the three lions, and they really are going for it. I mean, Raheem Sterling, he's in line for a lot of criticism, sometimes rightly. I don't think always right. I think a lot of the time it's just harsh based on his own reputation.
Yep.
Not saying he's an angel. I would say he possibly was the poorest player at the World Cup, maybe. I don't know about stats, maybe not, but there was always a sense that he just tried doing that little bit too much on the ball. He had the ball at his feet. If he passed the ball to the right player at the right time, if he could master that, he'd be among the best players in the Premier League.
So how come he does it for Man City then?
He doesn't always. I think he does perform at a very high level, but you still see that sense of just trying to do that little bit too much on occasion.
Playing the best way to get the most out of
quite possibly that's it. Yeah, it's possibly England's playing a domestic style, whereas Man City are playing a very almost Spanish offshoot style with the old tiki-taka, that Pep Guardiola used to enjoy at Barcelona. And that maybe suits his play a little bit more. But you just think if he can just get that decision-making down, he'd be a far better recognised player than he is.
Right, then here's one for you then. Right, hypothetically, where do you think England would finish in the Premier League?
In the Premier League?
Yep.
I don't even want to get into the logistics of that.
I don't want you to say like Kane. Well, is Kane playing for England or Tottenham? No.
Why not?
In effect, he can play for both.
If he could play for both at the same time.
Yeah. So where would England finish in the Premier League?
Top half.
I would say
you
top half. You don't think they'd win it?
No. I don't think they'd win it. I think they've got
Man City would still win it?
Probably. They've got a few players from Man City in there, obviously.
But if they played for both, I know you couldn't, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I would say... top 10, top 8, I would certainly say. I think they'd be in amongst it, but I don't think they would go on and win it, no.
Just I think people, I don't know what your take, John Stones to me, can't defend. Soon as he comes up against a top centre forward or a top forward player, somebody that runs in behind, Stones can't defend. He can't. He looks good when he's coming out with the ball, pretty, there's passing there. Basically, the lad can't defend.
Well, again,
and when he got tested in the World Cup against Croatia, someone ran in behind him, bang, good night.
Well, what I was about to say there is that not just him coming up against a better striker than he is defender, as opposed to him not being able to defend? You could argue it's tomato, really, because you need your defender to be able to do the job, whoever they're coming up against, obviously, or else you're going to get overrun. I think John Stones is a better defender than you give him credit for. I will concede that I've seen him go up against like some really, like you say, big strikers, and he looks a little bit like
okay, then if at major tournaments, if Harry Kane isn't scoring goals, who's going to score them for England?
Who's going to... Kieran Trippier, if they get plenty of set pieces, maybe. Yeah, that is a bit of a worry, maybe. There's not so much Danny Welbeck if he's fit. He's got a good strike rate for England.
Welbeck's out for the rest of this season, isn't he? You know
this
what I mean?
instance, yeah.
Always carrying injuries, poor lad.
Bring back Peter Crouch. He had one of the best goals to game ratios post-war, didn't he? Right. Peter Crouch. But in all seriousness, I'm not 100% sure they've really got.
Well, all I'm saying, I'm sticking by that England will not win a major tournament in the next 20 years.
Do you consider the Nations League
a
major tournament?
I don't kick around in Portugal. Are they going to put 2 jumpers down at half time and play a 5 half time, 10 the winner?
I think we should put that appeal out. Let's get that trending.
That in Portugal, if people start singing at this event, football's coming home. Like, well,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Let's not get carried away. It'll be a kick around in Portugal, and I think.
Well, that's assuming they get like all the way, isn't it? Because it's the Stadio de Dragão where I was in the summer.
Now.
Semi-final. It's a semi-final. They've got Portugal, Switzerland, and the Netherlands are the other semi-final teams.
You've got Netherlands who didn't qualify for the last World Cup.
Yeah.
You've got England. You've got Portugal. And you've got Switzerland.
Well, on the one hand, you want to say, well, England are going to be favourites because they got the furthest. Yeah. But on the other hand, Portugal won the last Euros.
So even if they win that, it's no great shakes, you know what I mean?
I think you're underplaying the importance of Le Tournoi. In the late 1990s, that was a big win for England, that was.
So when are these friendlies when's it taking place? Is it next year?
It's the 5th and 6th of June next year, Dave, when the semi-finals are taking place.
And then is the Euros 2020? Yeah,
that's the year after,
and then World Cup 2022, am I right, in Qatar up to now?
Hey, your maths is getting better.
Oh, brilliant.
Hey, well done.
But, they'll not win. They might win this joke competition, but they'll not win any major tournament.
Honestly, for all I'm pounding my chest talking about it, I don't think they're even going to win this.
No,
I think it'll be Portugal.
No. Right, fair enough.
So there we go. Well, I mean that's just our take on England. We're both we've always sort of had this little disagreement on and off, haven't we?
You've got yours. I'm not saying I'm right, but I am. No.
I was going to say yes, you are. That's what you're saying at least. No, I just think I don't think England's the greatest national team in the world. I think they're improving vastly for reasons I've already stated. I think Gareth Southgate, fantastic manager, big fan of his, and hopefully the future this time for this generation will be brighter. They already seem to offer more than previous generations have done, even though on paper previous generations may have had better individuals, I want to say. But this just looks like a team that's together and willing to play for the shirt. So
we'll agree to disagree.
We will. It seems to be a recurrent theme these days, doesn't it? So yes, I think I don't know how much more we're going to wind up saying about that, to be honest. It might be best just to
that's fine. We'll
just to cut that and go and have a little punch up when the mics have stopped recording.
Before I go though, before we go, God, I'm thinking it's my show.
All about you, isn't it?
Well, it has
big
been
time,
up to
Charlie.
now, but at least you've contributed this week. But
the cameras will pick that up,
right? Okay. But no, one thing I was just going to before we leave is. What's your views on, players who've played for clubs and then go away to another club and then they come back, and if they score, they don't
come
celebrate.
Back playing for the opposite club, do you mean? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I just think you should celebrate. Fair enough, maybe if you're from that city or something like that, maybe don't celebrate. And that.
You're going to be rubbing it in friends and family's faces.
But if you've just played for a club and then moved around, played for another club, come back and celebrate. I just don't understand.
Yeah, well, I would agree. I mean, when Ronaldo celebrated scoring against Man United recently, that was great.
He's not from Manchester, is he?
No, he's not, because he's not celebrated before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if a player's played for a club for like 20-odd years and then he goes off somewhere for a year or two.
Or if he's from the town or city.
Exactly, that sort of thing. I can almost forgive it. I still don't like it, but I can forgive it. But you're playing for the shirt you're wearing. And if you've scored, you've done your job for the people who want you to do it.
Well, that's a lovely way to end, because we've agreed.
Yes, happy endings.
Happy endings.
Celebrate
Once upon
good
a
times.
time and happily ever after and all that. Now it's getting near to Christmas.
Oh, I know. Not many episodes left. We're going to have to think about anything special we can be doing for Christmas. Yeah.
Right then.
So I'm going to leave it there. If you would like to have a little listen, obviously you can subscribe for free on iTunes. You can hear us on Stitcher Radio, which is fantastic podcasting platform. You can find anything you want on there. Nice social platform as well. Get onto Stitcher Radio and give us a listen on there. And if you can do, just leave us a rating and a review. That would be wonderful. 5-star if you think we deserve it. 4-star if we don't deserve a 5-star. And you can email us show@10thewinner.com. The website is 10thewinner.com, or we are on Twitter @winnerpod. Dave, what would you like to say?
No, I was just going to say, everyone get a listen on these cold winter nights.
Yes, cue them up. Go back to the start again and just listen through. Because I think this is the 5th episode, so we're getting on. That should fill a little block of the evening in now by now. So give us a listen back, and feel free to get in touch if you hear something.
And
today.
Jeff, make sure your wife never listens again. We don't like her.
Oh wow! That's your words, not mine. Just if you're just listening to older episodes now, and there's anything you want to talk about from them now, feel free. We're not putting a time limit on any of this stuff. We're enjoying having the chat with people, so please do get in touch. We love hearing from people, finding out their memories, experiences, opinions. It's all great, so please do get in touch. We'll be delighted to hear from you. So until next time, Dave, thank you very much for coming
always
along.
A pleasure.
And offering your take on things as usual, and we'll see you later. Ta-da now.